Guys, we are back for Rewatchers Council, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer edition, live here on a Thursday with your good old Snark with me. And would it be a Rewatchers Council without Ferris Mathana? I think not. Ferris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing very good. You know what? I'm a little sad right now, Ferris. Today we're covering the final Halloween episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
They don't do one in next season?
No, they have a lot to do next season. All right.
Oh,
This one, all the way, of course, season 6, episode 6, original air date, the 30th of October of the good year 2001. I guess that's what I said. Might as well finish off the Halloween. This isn't really a too Halloweeny episode, to
not
tell you the
really.
truth, compared to
No.
some of the other ones. But there's some shenanigans going on. There's some guy, singing a nursery rhyme that turns it into a Halloween song, kind of
Hmm.
like Halloween 3 season of The Witch, so you know. All right. This one written by one of Ferris's favorites, Steve Ennis the Knight. The last one he wrote for the show, Spiral, where Glory is chasing after him. They're on a bus outside of town, and Buffy throws an axe into a human man, and of course kills him. And we just never got brought up again. How she's killed a man like that. All right, next one, directed by David Solomon. His last one was Afterlife. Last one had lots of shots, like it looked like the Evil Dead. It was a good one. Okay, the number one movie that week, and you're thinking Halloween.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a scary movie. It's gonna be something big. Maybe scary for all the wrong reasons. It's K-Pax. K-Pax, the number one movie in yeah,
I don't know.
that's one where Kevin Spacey
No.
is an alien, or so you might believe. The number one song in the U.S. still "I'm Real," J-Lo and Ja Rule. The number one song in the UK, one of Ferris's all-time favorites, I'm sure. It's "I'm a Slave for You" by Britney Spears. And the number one song in good old Canada, uh, there's nothing like a soft pop song in Canada, it seems. Uh, it's "There You'll Be" by Faith Hill. I think, wasn't that? No, I think that was in a movie. I,
Maybe. I don't.
I,
I don't. I don't remember.
I think that movie may have been Pearl Harbor, but I can't remember off the top of my
When
head.
someone says Faith Hill, I just think of the Sunday night theme song.
Yeah,
And it's crazy. I know she has had like a long, illustrious country music career, but I don't know. I've never listened to a Faith Hill song. The only Faith Hill song I know is "Hey Jack, It's a Fact."
with
Like
her
there's
her doing that Joan Jett song to a football
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know what you can do right after this is go listen to "There You'll Be," and I'm sure you'll be very unenthused. It is as vanilla, bubblegum, boring baloney as you can possibly get, but people ate it up. This time, of the time of the recording of this episode, or airing of this episode in 2001. Okay, DVD summary time. As Willow's constant use of magic causes growing friction between her and Tara, Dawn sneaks out of the house to meet up with a date who is not what he seems. Okay, let's get into it. First off, I'm gonna say I really like this episode. It's a throwback episode to the first couple seasons, I feel like, anyways, of the show. Just replacing, with Buffy with Dawn, basically
Hmm.
stuff like that. We're gonna get random vampires. We haven't even had vampires really, in it seems like forever. So yeah. Anyways, go into it. I would say they're having the Halloween special or whatever going on at the Magic Box. Everybody's there doing free labor. I'm imagining that eye patch kind of looks good on Xander. I
Hmm.
have to say, I think it's a good look for him. Maybe you should think about keeping that up in the future. Uh, Got a question to ask.
Hmm.
Ever play Shiver Me Timbers? Don't answer that. Yes, Willow's has a tough stance, of course, now. A personification of witches. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't like how.
Doesn't like the the long noses with the moles and
Yep.
the ugly looking.
You can. You can't say you can't blame her for it. You
What's up,
know.
Adelia?
Oh, Adelia. Hey, yourself. Yeah, of course, all that gets melted away because there's some cute little 3-year-old girl
Mm-hmm.
asking for candy corn. Were you a candy corn person? I think that's an American thing. We have it here,
I
but no one
used to
ever had
be,
it.
and then I used to be. Then I found out it's made of gelatin, and I can't eat gelatin.
Yeah. I was gonna say, isn't that mostly animal? The caramel corn. There
Yes.
you go. Not great. Okay. First, I guess not the first look of Dawn with sticky fingers, but this is just like the most random thing of Dawn actually stealing something. Of course, they were at the magic box before. This is how she found out she was the key when she went with Spike. She had said she was she likes stealing and stuff like this. Here you get to see it. Speaking of Spike, he's downstairs stealing stuff too. This soft and cuddly Spike. I was here and
Not a big fan.
I can't stand it. I'm not a big Spike fan to begin with, and
Hmm.
just him just being this little I was gonna nick it. Oh, you know, Spike. This guy was a terror for a long time. He doesn't even have a soul. What's his
Yeah.
excuse? Anyways, he tells Buffy, maybe we can go for a little rough and tumble later. In any world, where would you think that he meant, go patrolling with a little rough and tumble to a lady?
Yeah, it's not. That's not what I thought of.
Yeah, absolutely not. Anyways, uh, so Buffy's finally like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go and do some patrolling here on Halloween, and Giles has to tell her and us, the audience, again for the 100 millionth time. Halloween is when the demons take the night off. That's the one time you don't ever have to worry about anything. I say
Hmm.
they take every second year off. Something happens in the second season, something happens in the fourth season, something happens in the sixth season.
Hmm.
Every other one, it's a biannual tradition to do something. It looks like if you're a demon in Sunnydale, this is where we see that senior citizen, the red herring of it all, walking around doing the whistling and stuff like
Yeah,
that, being a creep.
I thought that dude was gonna be like do like some spell where he becomes a young man and he like goes out and like
Yeah,
tries to
maybe
kill people.
turn into flies. We've seen older
Yeah,
people turn into flies before,
yeah,
which is
something like that.
gross. Yeah, no, this guy's just creepy. A creepy old toy
Yeah,
maker, it turns out.
just a creepy old dude.
Yeah, all right. All these
What a
people in
twist!
the all these people are buying magic stuff for Halloween. Got to get their Halloween stuff.
Hmm.
I guess it's like people that go Christmas shopping on, you know, Christmas Eve and stuff like that. Those last minute shoppers.
Yeah,
So they're pretty packed over at the Magic Box because there's such a huge demand, it seems, for magical items. I guess magical sort of stuff in Sunnydale. So it goes right to there's someone walking out the door very, very late. Uh, I just figure, who are these people that have to buy magical stuff all the way until like 10 o'clock at night or whatever it is again? Anyways, um, you know, I don't understand why Giles would look down on Willow's magical maid idea when he starts talking about, oh, when Mickey did it, it went all wrong and stuff like that. It's like, she could do it. She could do it. It'd be 2 seconds.
uh
Something that bugs me throughout this whole thing, the little tiny magic bits that she wants to do, is what seems to be really bugging people. The one bigger one that she wants to do later, okay, you can see that a little bit. Yeah, I have no problem with with it later when they go to the bronze finally, and Tara gets mad. But these little things, like the thing that really sets Tara off when it comes down to it, is the party at the Summers place, and she does the decorations. Well, you could have gone and done the decorations for free. Or we could have done the decorations ourselves and paid for it. It's like, how are you going to pay for them? None of you work.
Yeah.
Like, you should be owing Buffy thousands of dollars.
You have a free room to sleep in
Yeah.
every night. Where are Tara's parents?
Oh, we've seen her dad. We know her
Exactly.
mom. We know her. Well, they have not. They don't want anything to do with her. She thought that he was an evil demon. For
Exactly.
God's sakes.
So like you should be grateful that you got a bed to sleep in. And you know what? If you can circumvent buying actual stuff with a little bit of magic, you're fine.
You could say, "Where's Willow's parents? They just live down the street."
That's what I'm saying.
God,
And well, and her dad's a nice. Was
he
her dad
travels.
the nice
He
one?
travels. Yeah, he travels.
Yeah.
He travels. They go to Arizona and things like that. Her mom, was perfectly fine with her being burned at a stake. I believe before and stuff like that. Sure, there was some magical
Mhm.
Hansel and Gretel bits to it, but still, she seemed fine with it. I don't think there was a huge emotional attachment from Mrs. Rosenberg and her only child. Well, okay. So after the big night at the Magic Box, Anya's doing her hooray for capitalism dance.
Mhm.
I know it's very one of your favorite dances to do. Now, this is the trigger for Xander to finally blurt out that he and Anya are getting married. And she even says, "Oh, I thought you were gonna wait till the perfect time." He's like, "All very loving. I did." Like, that's it. when Anya's being at her most bloodthirsty for money, like money thirsty moment,
Mhm.
that's it.
He's
All
very
right.
happy.
Yeah, and this is when, they're gonna have to have a party. So they get back to the Summers place. They party. This is where you see Terry getting a little PO'd about all this magic. Of course, it's all the magic that brought them together in the first place. For God's sakes. Then we see little Donnie growing up for our very eyes here. She says, you said I could hang out with over at Janice's,
Mhm.
tonight and stuff like that. And, it turns out they're going to do a little round robin. They're going to throw it back to the. I think that was the surprise episode, right? I think
Mhm.
where they call each other's parents and do little switcheroos and stuff like that, and they're just going to go hang out. Yeah, she finds Janice in the alley there. Now, Amber Tamblyn, Janice, I think I had Mandela effect about Amber Tamblyn the entire time. I knew she was married to David Cross. That I knew. But I thought she was the one that was in Gilmore Girls.
No,
It turns out it's the other girl that was Alexis Badil. Is that her name?
I think so.
Yeah, those two were in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants together.
Mhm.
So maybe that's where I get everything mixed up. And supposedly best friends. I found that out. And in my head, I'm thinking of the same person. It's just that she was not in Gilmore Girls. She was in those other things. And she's had a fine career, notwithstanding. Never actually in Gilmore Girls. Anyways, Janice has talks about how all the monsters gather together at the park in Halloween joke. Turns out to be a little prophetic,
Mhm.
when we get into the thing here. Now we're gonna see these two new kids. Kids, these guys look like they're 26, 27 years old. It is very uncomfortable this episode for what's about to happen. Anyways, I'm played by Kevin Reese and Dave
Mhm.
Power. Reese goes on to do shows like Bones
Nice.
and CSI in New York.
Cool.
Power would go on to do Bones and CSI New York,
Nice.
and also like Rizzoli and Isles, U57. Yeah, it was Dave Power had got a few more things or whatever.
Mhm.
Yes, of course, and Jag. I'm gonna say that now. This is again another throwback kind of switcheroo thing where you think they're just the kids. They're gonna now. They go to the creepy old man's house.
Mm-hmm.
The two guys and the two young girls. Uh, Everyone says, "Oh, you can't go to this old man's place. It's nuts." But it's done. She's gonna show she has a little moxie.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna go up and get this weirdly decorated pumpkin, put it over her head, and then of course the guy steps out and everyone's all scared. They start screaming. He invites them in, so they do.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a man, if you're not a psychopath murderer, just invites kids in so you can hang out on Halloween?
Hey man, some old people are just lonely, Rob. They want company.
Yeah.
They want, they want to be, their children are gone, their grandkids ain't coming around. They just want some company.
He designed toys in the 1950s, which I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
is going to be right up these teenagers in the 2000s alleys, like robots, like
Maybe.
wind
Why
up,
not?
wind up robots. I was like, did I have a robot like that? I may have. No, probably not from the 50s. May have been a 70s style robot, but you get the drift. I had those kind of things. Most that just kind of makes me sad thinking about it. Anyways, Giles is going to have a little talk with Xander at some point as the party goes on here. He wants to talk about the future and buying a house and all these other things you got to do. And you can see the terror start coming over
Mm-hmm.
Xander's face already. Yeah, suddenly doesn't seem too mature
Yeah.
anymore for a guy who's at almost 21. I'm imagining, who runs an entire construction site or something like that. It seems, anyway, it's weird. Anyway, now we have Dawn bragging about stealing and stuff like that. She's cold at one point. Uh, she's gonna get a jacket from one of
Mm-hmm.
these vampire guys. I'm pretty sure this completes the Summers girls getting jackets from guys set, because we all know Buffy has Angel's jacket,
Yes.
and I believe she still has that leather thing around somewhere. At some point during Band Candy, Giles had given uh, Buffy's mom his jacket, the same one and stuff like that, and now here, so I think that's 3 for 3. Those Summers girls, they never have to pay for a jacket in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty nice. Anyways, uh,
I too
we,
have a bunch of jackets.
oh my God, you just to hang it. That's how you got your lady love, is just hanging out jackets. It's like jackets for lend. Is that how
No,
that
no,
that the trick?
none of my jackets are for Lynn. They're all for me. I don't give away my jackets.
Yeah, I live in a very cold place. I use my jackets to survive.
Yes.
I use it because I need to, because I live in a place that jackets are important. I can't stress this enough. Anyways, um, Buffy is looking lonely, and she's wandering around doing her little patrolling and stuff like that. Now, it seems these guys, these vampires, like I don't think I even mentioned it, unbeknownst, of course, to the girls, were vampires, and when they're talking about going all the way, they mean like turning them into vampires themselves and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. One of these guys, the one that's interested in Dawn, eats the old man, talks about how rank he was. Yeah, you don't eat the. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, especially to you, Ferris. You just don't eat elderly people.
Yeah, man, the blood's a little rancid.
You don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
They have a lot. They are chemically kept up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That would make you ever taste blood with heart medicine in it? I haven't. I was. And I
I was
hope
about to
you
say,
haven't
Rob,
either.
how do you know?
I
I have
imagine it
not.
can't be
I have
great.
not. Yeah, yeah.
I
All
have
those,
met.
all those chemicals with the arthritis medicine and the heart medicine and
Mhm.
all of that stuff. It's
You
all.
know, one thing that vampires have going for them is that they like to keep it clean. That's how they look so svelte. You know what I mean? They're eating healthy. They prefer the uninebriated and stuff like that, except for that one time that Angel ate that one lady who was smoking a cigarette and then blew the smoke out. Still, scientifically,
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
make any sense.
Oh
But
yeah. It made no sense. No.
yep. Speaking of, was that surprise? That was the next one. Now, we get this. Now, of course, they also are going. These vampires are going to get a car. The guy that's with Janice eats a girl or whatever, steals her car. Somehow leaves her alive. Hasn't fully drained her for some reason. And this is where we see Buffy's been wandering around. An
Hmm.
ambulance goes by, just a random ambulance. For some reason, Buffy's vampire spidey sense picks up on this. She goes ambulance chasing, and they see the girl's like, oh, she's barely got a pulse, and you can tell there's bite marks. Says, oh, bite marks. I'm surprised she wasn't more excited. Ah, a little classic, a little throwback here. Not have to fight a god. You know what I mean? You don't have to fight a robot zombie at all. Which would, basic zombie. She can handle that, no problem. So we're gonna
Hmm.
get an actual. So it's like, also we're gonna find out. Giles gets a call from Janice's mom. The gig is up for the girls. They figured out the round robinness of it all, so he's gonna spread out. He's gonna try and find set up for everybody. They got to go find Dawn here. Tara and Willow get the bronze. So we're gonna get a scene at the bronze, which is fun because that hasn't happened
Hmm.
too often here. We're gonna get a band playing. I neglected to look up the band, but they're actually playing a song that maybe people in 2001 wouldn't mind dancing to. They weren't trying to actively put anybody to sleep here, which is a nice change
Yeah.
when it comes
Good
to the
change of
bronze.
pace.
Yeah,
Some moving and grooving.
they're not doing the roller derby snowball and stuff like that. Trying let's get these lovers one into the floor, ladies one into the floor, guys let's come together with a snowball. Here we go, little Christopher Cross sailing. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? It's a little more upbeat than that. So that's okay, great. So they're gonna have them go upstairs. There's too much talking, and Will quiets the whole group up. This, if I'm Tara, you have a right to get concerned about
Hmm.
when especially when Willow's talking about putting them in a pocket dimension.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's like, okay, 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 okay. This is where you say, okay,
Let's calm down.
enough.
Let's calm down.
Magical broom, fantastic. Pretty decorations. Who's the
Cool.
harm? Who's the harm? Pocket dimension and unintended or fully intended muting. Maybe not the best. Maybe
Hmm.
she has the right to get a little concerned about all of this, but telling Tara, who has all those concerns, that maybe keeping her mouth shut would be a good start, not a good look.
No, not at
Willow,
all.
horrible. Also, Willow talking about how she's a hot Mamba Jamba or whatever she was saying before. When she's like, hard to believe I was a geek. It's like, Willow, you're basically the same. You're even wearing the sweaters and stuff like that. Anyways, I thought it was all pretty close. It's like, I'm pretty sure the
You're
Tara
not
could
just
get
a
it.
geek. You're kind of like a like I don't know, a dweeb because you're doing the magic now. Like,
You're a bit of
you know what I
a
mean?
nerd. You're a bit of a
Exactly.
nerd.
You know,
But
like,
this is at the time, I guess. Nerd
yeah.
culture is
But
about
you
to
know
take
what?
off.
Shout out to Tara. What if she saw those little like little magic things and she was like, this is gonna open up a door that I don't want opened. So
Yep.
she got ahead of it.
Well, she also knows. She
Yeah.
also knows
Yeah.
magic has consequences. Little tiny bitty
Yes.
things, you're gonna be okay. When you start putting regular folks into fucking weird places, and shutting them up, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't even know it, not great. Not great at all. So, anyways, they're gonna have a little fight. Tara's gonna go out. Tara, I think, takes it too. I was saying, if I didn't love you so much, maybe I would. And when she storms off or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, why would she say that? I would say something a lot worse than that. So, we're gonna go to the car. Poor Donnie's in the car. This boy. She's gonna get her first kiss Ferris, isn't it adorable?
Hmm.
Just like her sister, I think. It's going to be with a vampire. Maybe not. It was the first one on camera, I guess you could say. But she's going to have a little vampire makeout session here. She didn't know about it, but maybe she should have known about it. She's been around vampires enough to know they should have an unnatural body temperature. You know, if it feels like a popsicle's moving around in your mouth, that guy probably isn't alive.
Hmm.
I don't
And
care if
and
it's
and
your
the
first kid.
car is extremely cold. She had to take his jacket.
And he's fine with it. He's like, yeah, I
Hmm.
don't need it. Like, oh, you know what? There should be red flags for her here. Like, yeah, she's young, but yeah, the popsicle tongue, the no jacket on a Halloween night, even if it is Southern California, it's gonna be a little chilly. Now, is it usually a chilly night in California? You're a little bit further north in California on a Halloween.
Not where they are. No.
No, no. Again, I've had to have multiple jackets for as a kid. It's always sucked. You get your outfit and then have to wear a winter coat over top of it. Doesn't really work. Okay. Now Buffy's gonna get the spike here and stuff like that. It's like, well, we found out the gig and stuff like that. We gotta help me find. You gotta help me find Don. He says, well, you know what? Some people call just walking into a bloke's place trespassing. Isn't that a little like the pot calling the kettle black?
Hmm.
That is not his place. He has paid zero amount of money for it, and he has absolutely no legal right to it. He has been trespassing this entire time. Uh, I just don't get the whole yeah. Some would consider this trespassing, but it's like yeah, shut up. She throws him a little this little hand crossbow things, which are absolutely adorable, and they go out to do stuff. Giles is going to be walking around the cemetery on Halloween in the mist. He has to bring that up or whatever. We got Giles. It's going to lay the smack down. I have to use that because they use that term on the show, which is crazy. On some vampires here, you get Giles is a bit of a badass in this one or whatever. They want to remind people that Giles can take care of himself. He isn't always worried about getting knocked out all the time. He sees Janice scream. He runs over. He's asked to fight that Zach character there. Knocks him into a tree with
Hmm.
a perfectly placed broken branch. It goes
Right,
through.
right
Right?
through the right. Here's the thing, dude. It's right through his gut. It's
Yeah,
like his heart's on the left side, and the thing popped out right
we've
down the middle.
we've mentioned this before, and it was like the first or the second episode too, where they just it didn't matter where it seemed a spake would go, they would end up dusting. I used to call it the funny biology. When you're a vampire, that just kind of drifts to wherever you goddamn need it in the story.
Hmm.
Anyways, when Zach goes and just a pile of dust, shouldn't I think it wouldn't, yes, and shouldn't Janice be a little more than puzzled by this? She just seems she seems to take it pretty well that she just watched the guy that she was been making out with turn into a pile of dust. Would you be okay with it? You're a strong man. Let's say you're making out with some dude and he tries to bite you, and then he just an old man comes along, throws him into a tree and dusts him. You get a little. I would freak out a little bit. I would imagine
Yeah, I
more than
would too.
Justin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Janice also has grown up in this town,
I guess you're
so
right.
I think she's seen something. She's seen zombie outbreaks. She's seen random demons on motorcycles coming in, destroying the town. Friends popping up out of nowhere, wearing all black and only walking around at night. Yeah, so she knows.
There's
She
still
knows.
that thing I say that's in the town. Otherwise, why would anybody live there? It's like that helps people forget. It's kind of like it. The people in the town or whatever just seem to forget all the bad stuff that happens. That feels like maybe it changes. When Buffy was there and stuff like that, they would start getting it at least at the high school before a giant worm was blown up inside of it and destroyed everything. All right, now Spike is going to show up here and join the fight. I liked how all the vampires started piling out of cars, which is okay. I'll push past it. I don't see why they would go to with cars just to go park and stuff like that. But anyways, a whole bunch of vampires show up. Great, we're gonna have a vampire fight. I do like how when Buffy shows up, she asks if anybody was there just to park. You see the one couple or whatever put their hands up. Always nice. Okay, old school feel about this whole fight. It's a lot of fun. uh, you know, uh, Buffy's giving Dawn crap. It's like, where would you even meet him? Stuff like that. And Justin would say, just says, we've seen each other at parties. You get almost indignant and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Uh, One of the bigger dudes, again, I don't know if he's supposed to be a high school student that looks 30 years old, 35, maybe saying about how he's a rebel.
Yep.
You're not supposed. But Spike says you're not supposed to fight on Halloween. It's like I'm a rebel. As soon as you say you're a rebel, you're not. And then Spike says it right afterwards.
Then he dusts because he's a real rebel.
Yeah, but even Spike says, "No, I'm a rebel." It's like I don't know. You're a little bit of a little lost puppy dog right now, Spike. You maybe had some one-time war, but you're sad representation of what you used to be. Okay, the one vampire here does give Buffy an actual pretty good fight. I do like how he punches his hand.
Also, you know what? Let's point out how pointed how Buffy was very, very gracious. Where right before the fight happened, she said, "Who here is actually here to make out?"
Yeah.
And the two people raised their hands, and she said, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
And she kicked them out.
They were probably human.
Yeah, probably. You don't know in Sunnydale. There probably some demonic things, but at least
one of them was a very smart vampire and said,
"Yes,
we just got a freak take it out, guys."
Exactly. So shout out to Buffy for that. Then you know what? Tom did the ass kicking.
Yeah, ass kicking going on. So yeah, pretty good fight. Guy puts his fist through the hood. More fighting. He gets down, and she slams the door shut on his head, decapitating him. And poofing him. That is the snark. Kill of the week.
That was a nice kill.
I've never said that before. Probably won't ever again. But yeah, I thought it was
why not? We could have had a bunch of those kills of the week because some of them have been pretty cool.
Well over the hundreds. We get Giles staking a couple of them. It's great. And then we're gonna get Dawn sticking Justin. Well, but by accident falling down with a pencil. It's happened before. The old pencil stake gag.
I don't think that was a pencil. I think that was one of the.
Maybe it was a crossbow.
You remember because Spike was loading his crossbow, then he got tackled, then he shot it up.
That makes more sense than the pencil.
Exactly, because we don't know where that when he shot it, we don't know where it landed. So I guess it landed near Dawn.
Or he had a couple maybe in his pockets and one dropped out. Who knows?
Maybe,
anyways, good for Donnie. She's a vampire slayer herself now, sort of technically, got rid of that guy, but what a story to tell your kids about your first kiss, likable guy.
And then he was a vampire that I killed.
Yeah, and then I vacuumed him up later the same night. Okay. They get back to the house. Buffy, of course, is going to, once again, it's time to scold Dawn about, lying to her about where she was going and stuff like that. Of course, round robins and stuff like that's happened forever. There's always going to be the risk of life or limb when it comes to the summers, ladies. Dawn's got to know better than this. Even though Buffy did it when she was a kid, let's push that aside. She Justice, yeah, it's about she's got to have a firm hand here and stuff like that. And Buffy just passes the buck right to Giles again, who is looking more and more annoyed by all of this. But he is going to go and do it. And, Don tries to bring in, let me guess, you're more disappointed than angry. He says, oh, I'm
But this
quite
is
a bit
leading to something, right? Like that thing Buffy did is going to lead to something where Giles is it's leading to something. There's going to be a big climax, a big crescendo where he
all of
tears into
this.
her.
All of this is leading to something. And it's coming. Like I was saying, this episode had a lot of work. And because the next thing that we see in the final thing of the, at the end of the show, Tara and Willow getting ready for bed.
Oh, that was not cool.
Yeah, and you're still arguing. Willow doesn't want to go to bed angry. She has a little dried flower that she says, she wishes that Tara would just forget about everything, and just whispers to the thing, "Forget." And all of a sudden, she forgets everything.
Yeah.
Fight is over. Willow thinks she's won. She's very happy. Tara has no idea what's going on. All this, and let's also remember, we mentioned it before, magic has consequences. So that will actually be brought up in a future episode, and it's going to be a couple because, again, this episode had to do a lot of work because next time, maybe the most polarizing episode they ever did. Either people love it or they can't stand it. It's going to be interesting to see where you fall on this side of the debate. Ferris, once more with feeling we finally made it. Season 6, episode 7. Okay, that'll be next time here on Rewatchers Cancelled. Can't wait for the musical episode. Ferris, why don't you sing your way into what you're going to be doing here on the channel?
Tomorrow I'll be on Angel Rewatchers Council, and then on the sports channel, me and Caleb we're gonna do Good Friends Better Rivals, our training camp review. It's week 1, and training camp battles and winners and just a whole shebang. Tomorrow 5 o'clock Pacific.
Fantastic, and what a lovely singing voice it is.
Thank you.
Mesmerizing, guys. Yes, join us tomorrow for Angel Fredless. I think this has been a good week when it comes to the Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe and us talking about it. I really like Fredless. We'll be going through it tomorrow, same time, 5 o'clock Central, 3 Pacific time, guys. In the words of that weird old elderly toy maker, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.